Bro, I've always been curious about this. Halle Berry and the difficult time she's had throughout her career to keep a man, dog. You know what I mean? Like, Halle Berry, Halle Berry, bro. I remember once upon a time, which wasn't that long ago, when Halle Berry was the best thing smoking, boy. You know what I'm talking about? She gonna had generations of men drooling over that ass, boy. You know what I'm saying? Halle Berry was. I mean, she's still cool now, but she old. You know what I'm talking about? But she could never keep a man, dog. I'm sitting here trying to think, like, let's see, Halle Berry. Well, first of all, how many times she been married? How many times has Halle Berry been married? 3 times? 3 times. All right. Halle Berry previous relationships. All the men Halle Berry. See, when you famous, everybody in your business, dog. That's why they can have. See, like she cool. Like she's still pretty to be as old as she is, dog. But that's money pretty. You know what I'm saying? Um, but boy, Halle Berry, man. The program Halle Berry. You know about the program. You know what I'm talking about? Goddamn. What's the one? What's the one where Damon Wayans played the football player and she was this girl? Like early 90s Halle Berry? Shit, you shitting me, bro. It wasn't nobody fucking with Halle Berry, dog. Let's try this. Halle Berry's Wild Roller Coaster Romantic History. Who all the dudes she been with? Bro, she was with Wesley? As Berry is currently engaged in a bitter. This must be an old ass article. Oh, she in the custody. This was posted on August 9th. Wesley Snipes. They was together. Christopher Williams. She's married to David Justice. That's who we about to hear speak on their relationship back in the day. They got married back in the day. That's when Halle Berry was Halle Berryan for real, dog. David Justice was superstar baseball player back in the day. I'm from Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So David Justice was back then. He was on that squad back then with Smoltz and Chip and anyway. Eric Benet. I remember that they was married. This is when I first was curious about what's going on with her, boy. Cause Eric Benet was a confessed sex addict and had troubles in his relationship. Like Halle wasn't giving him the pool or something. Hold on, let me see if they talk about it. The divorce was a messy one with Berry even filing a restraining order against Justice, citing fear of her personal safety and well-being. Eric Benet. Berry met her second husband. Eric Benet was a R&B singer back in the 2000s. Late 90s. In the late 90s, telling Vogue magazine at the time that he was a very kind, sensitive, gentle soul. The two wed in 2001, but their marriage ended by 2003. Quick. How long was she married David Justice as? They married in 93, divorced 3 years later. She married Eric Benet 2001, divorced in 2003. Yeah, and then she married this dude here, Gabriel Aubrey. While infidelity rumors circulated about the relationship as Benet entered a 35-day sex addict rehab, publicly denied cheating on her, telling People magazine, I was very much in love with my wife, but I personally could only contribute 50% on time. Ultimately, that was the end of us. Ultimately, what was the end of us was she couldn't trust me anymore. Oh, so he was fucking hoes on the side. You got Halle Berry, fine ass dog. You know what I'm talking about? And you addicted to sex. Just be addicted to sex in her. You could just drop the dick up in her as much as you want to, but she probably wasn't putting out as much as he needed. So I mean, that probably was it, dog. And then she got married to this dude here, Gabriel Aubrey. Her next relationship was a longer one. The actress was with the model Gabrielle Aubrey for 5 years, and they welcomed a daughter. By 2010, however, the two split, and what followed was a tough and very public custody battle that took years to settle. As the Root reported at the time, Berry was pushing back against the amount of child support she was paying Audrey for years after their split. Oh, she didn't marry him? So that's 4 dudes, though. And then she got married to this dude here. He was an actor, though. Berry's next love and third husband is Oliver Martinez, a French actor she met while shooting The Dark Tide, another relatively swift romance. The two went public with their relationship in 2011, were engaged in 2012, married by 2013. The two welcomed a son in 2013, but divorced in 2015, bro. And then she with this dude now, Van Hunt. You know what I'm saying? But she older now, bro. So, and now she with this dude. Now it seems Berry might have found her happily ever after with Van Hunt. The two met in 2020. Berry has gushed about her traditional courtship. She told a magazine in 2022, "We were forced to let only our brains connect and discover if we had a connection before our bodies decided to get involved. I'd never done it this way. I fell in love with his mind, his conversation." I mean, you old now, so. The two went official with their relationship in 2020 and have been together ever since, sharing sweet selfies and testimonials online. She told Extra in 2021 when discussing her new love, "When you're loved and supported as a woman, everything changes. The day looks brighter. Everything looks better. Your opportunity seems limitless." I remember her. She was posting some shit about them fucking on social media, bro. Like, don't nobody give 2 fucks about y'all old asses smashing, bro.
Halle Berry's hitting back at critics of her spicy content with Van Hunt. The Oscar winner responded to backlash on Today with Jenna and Friends June 4th, following her Mother's Day moment on Instagram.
"I'm going to tell you about how my Mother's Day is going to end." Ain't that right, man?
Yes. I wish you hurry up, too.
The 58-year-old and her longtime love in bed, promoting intimacy gel from Halle's Respin brand. With weeks of perspective, she was ready to tackle her online haters.
So there was a reaction, which even caught you a little bit off guard, maybe.
It did. And they were saying, and should she be talking about that on Mother's Day? Shouldn't she be with her kids somewhere? First of all, it's not Kids Day. It's called Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
Kids Day is every day of the year. And if I want to be in bed and spin with my man, then that's what I'm going to do.
But anyway, it's a lot of. But anyway, let's get to this David Justice interview, bro, because he opens up about their relationship back in the day, and it got the internet going nuts. It's up on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes. Let's get it.
Do what you do and keep playing.
Obviously learning and transitioning, but what was it like having personal stuff public, such as relationships and stuff like that? How hard was that back then? Because again, if there's some bullshit out there, you just kind of have to go with it because there's no real filter or, opportunity for you to speak your piece.
So I didn't really have any really real personal stuff until, Halle and I got together, you see. And of course, that was a lot of focus because back in them times, I can't think other than Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. I can't think of anybody before that was us.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. I can't think of no one. Mm-hmm. And then Halle coming up young and being hot.
Hey, we got to pull up. I don't think y'all remember. We got to pull up, bro. Halle Berry in the 90s, bro. Halle Berry in the 90s. This was young Halle Berry. Young Halle Berry, dog. That's the Halle Berry I remember. That's the Halle Berry. That's from what show was that from? Yeah, that's the one right there. That's the one. That's the Halle Berry I remember right there. Yup. That's the Halle Berry I remember. Yup. When she had that shortcut too. Yup. That's the Halle Berry I remember right there, boy. Halle Berry. She rocked that short cut though.
Coming up young and being hot and just trying to make her career, and then you got me, and you know, it really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. You know, I remember Halle saying to me, you know, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. And I mean, I said, okay, but because I couldn't say no.
I mean, yeah, who's gonna say no at that time?
You know, and I said, okay, but I don't know if my heart was really into it.
Right.
But I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no, you know, or like I was just in the moment. It caught me off.
Supposed to be in house, man, unless y'all like fell out. But you know what I'm saying? It's been fucking 40 years, 30 years. Keep that shit in the house, dog.
Guard. But I was like, cool, we getting along, we vibing. We're only 5 months in, you know, we still in the honeymoon state. And then all of a sudden, that followed up. I met Halle in May of 1992. So you talking about, then we got married January 1st, 1993.
Damn.
Right?
No, that shit wasn't gonna work.
But we spent a lot of time apart because she was doing movies in this country, that country. And we honestly
didn't know each other.
We probably could have made it if I knew about therapy. If we knew about therapy, we probably could have made it because we never had any major issues like that. Mm-hmm. It's just that because I was young and had only been in, honestly, one real relationship before her, my knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom around relationships just wasn't vast. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
You know, and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, you know, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with?
That's why this video going viral. The narrative is he divorced her, or it didn't work because Halle Berry didn't cook and clean, which is valid, bro. Without him having to explain himself, that's valid as hell, bro. You know what I mean? That's important to some men. It should be important to most men, bro. Like if she ain't cooking and cleaning, how motherly and nurturing and how much of a home caretaker she gonna be, right? That's important to men, dog, which should be highlighted when women, you know, stature, success, money or whatnot, bosses, they not gonna come with that nurturing maternal instinct, bro, because they out here being dogs. And you got Halle Berry in the thick of her career. She not about to cook or clean for nobody, bro. She can hire that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he's getting cooked without that context because he said, you know what I mean, my knowledge or expectations of relationships wasn't vast because I had a pigeonholed mindset due to how I was raised. Like, mama's supposed to cook and clean, so I expect my wife to cook and clean. But to expect fine-ass, sex symbol-ass Halle Berry to be cooking and cleaning when she out here, you know, eating the world is unreasonable. I'm going to pull up some of this shit from Twitter. Imagine expecting Halle Berry, the first black actress to earn $20 million for a movie, the number one most desirable woman in the world for decades, the first black woman to win an Oscar to stay home to cook and clean. Men and audacity. See, that's the shit. That's that bullshit, bro. Because even with all that, dog, depending upon that fucking man, she can do this and do all that and do this and do all that. But if she's that type of woman, if she was raised that type of way, if gender roles wasn't important to her, regardless of her successes, regardless of her accomplishments, regardless of how much of a sex symbol she is, she's going to make sure when she's home with her man to make her man feel like a man, regardless of what the fuck she got going on. That's important to some women. That's important to the old school women, bro. So yet again, we got this effort to attack the things that men adore the most. But yeah, they cut that part out because he said it. He's like, at that point, all I saw was women supposed to be this way. Had I known that relationships can be done these other ways, I would have been open to it. and the relationship probably would have worked. Like, he was open to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, my ass, I would never be open to some shit like that. Right? Type of man I am. I don't give a fuck how successful my woman becomes or whatever the fuck, bro. I expect my woman to treat me like a motherfucking woman. If I'm doing this, she gonna do that, bro. I'm not trying to, that's part of making the house happy. Putting love in the fucking house is your ability to make the man feel like a man and feel fed and feel nurtured and feel cared for in that womanly way. I ain't trying to hire that shit out. If I'm hiring that shit out, what's the point of having you there? You know what I'm saying? Right? And that's why you got men out here that's fine with just, you know, hiring cooks, hiring cleaners, hiring whores. You hire out all the help, then what's the point of having a woman there? Right? It's gender roles for a fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Not Beyonce, but violence. But that's fact. She don't cook, she don't clean, she don't seem motherly, bruh. That's a part of being a fucking mom. If you can't cook and you can't clean, how much of a fucking mother are you, bruh? Let's peep these comments of these ferocious women. I don't think it's wrong to want traditionalism. I'm a fan of traditional family. There you go. Thank you. They are not upset. In fact, it's the opposite. Single women have higher life expectancies than single men, and it's even all right, here we go. She's too good to cook or clean. Facts. Yes, and if that's important to you, God gave you hands. Y'all goofy bitches scream slavery every time a man says what he expects from a woman, but when women push their corny real man checklist, you go mute. Fuck out of here. Go to the people you expect it from. There's so many pick-me's out there for you to choose from. Why go for one that isn't that and complain? He didn't know that. That whole pick-me shit is so fucking stupid. The fact that you're going to try to, first of all, demonize women that want to get picked. What's wrong with wanting to get picked? They getting picked. Your ass is fucking alone, depressed, and playing with yourself all goddamn time because you doing the shit not to get picked. It makes no fucking sense. Like, the logic behind that shit is fucking stupid. It's like trying to insult someone for wanting to be successful. You want to be successful? You goddamn right I want to be successful. All right, pick me. Yeah, you goddamn right I want to be picked. Men want to get picked too. You feel me? Everybody should want to be a pick me. I'm going to do shit that highlights myself in the best regard to be attractive to those that I'm interested in. You fucking right. Fucking pick me, bitch. They for women attack. The logic behind it is so stupid. Even by the name. Y'all pick me. You goddamn right. These fucking women get picked. Men should be out here celebrating all these pick me's, goddammit. And Halle Berry wasn't a fucking pick me. That's probably had a lot to do with why she kept getting discarded, bro. You know what I'm talking about? She was getting fucking recycled, bro. Out here J-Loing it up, bro. You know, I always thought it was something with Halle Berry's vagina at first, why men wasn't staying. But, yo, especially getting recycled so quick. Talking about a year, 2-year marriages, bro. But that just means these motherfuckers didn't know each other. They was all mesmerized by the beauty, probably the booty, but then they realized who they was with. She's probably a fucking alpha, modern, feminist, raging woman. You know what I'm saying? And men ain't rocking with that, dog. Men are not rocking with that. I guarantee you that's what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? No matter how fine a girl is, no matter how bad the bitch is, if her mind ain't right, that man ain't gonna be right. And it took her hitting the wall when she's old and nobody wants her no more. And she's out here trying to redefine beauty and get mad because people ain't interested in older looking women. And she's, you remember that video? She out here crying about how people don't like her no more and she wants to redefine beauty and people should think she's still beautiful because she's old.
I think, historically, women as we age, we just get old, right? Men get sexy. They get gray hair, they're silver foxes. We're just old, right? And we're haggard. And society tells us or has told us that our time is up. We should go out to pasture. We're done with our baby-making years. We've been viewed as that being our primary purpose for being here is to bear children. And when we're done with that at 35, 40, there's nothing left for us. Well, I know that we're just getting our groove. We're just starting. But women don't really understand that yet because society has told us something different. So they don't want to talk about being a midlifer because that means there's no place for them. They're not wanted. So it's about us women reclaiming that narrative, right? And changing the way we're seen throughout the entirety of our.
Nah, motherfucker. It took her to lower her goddamn standards. You know what I'm saying? At the ripe age of however fucking old she is to find a man that's willing to put up with her nonsense. You know what I mean? So let Halle Berry and all these other boss bitch women out here be an example of what the fuck you should not do. While y'all out here getting successful with all the money and validation and dopamine, you got a whole nother women out here doing it right that's trying to get picked. You know what I mean? So bros should be out here celebrating these pick-me's. You know what I mean? And just keep these boss bitches on their knees. That's it. That's all they good for. Slobbing tops. That's it.